Our History Tree project. Could you start by introducing yourself and telling us where and when you were born?
My name is Stacie Rose. I was born in South Africa, Johannesburg, and my date of birth is the 3rd of May 1989.
Okay. Can you remember your first memory ever as a child in Johannesburg?
Yeah, the memory as a kid, I'd say I remember the most is playing in the back garden with my brother and accidentally trying to beat him at stuff, which is normally the case. And I fell in the swimming pool and got stuck underneath my boat, which meant I was technically drowning. So yeah, I wouldn't exactly say it's the most fondest memory.
Okay, so what was your house like? You talk about swimming pool. Can you describe your home?
Well, let's just say we didn't have stairs, so there was no upstairs. It was all on one floor. So, I had 2 kitchens, 2 living rooms, 3 bathrooms, 3 bedrooms. So you could say quite big. Had my own swimming pool, then a ensuite bar off of the pool, a massive back garden, and yeah, that was really it. 4 walls.
Okay, and how many of you lived in the house?
I lived at the house in South Africa?
Yeah.
I lived there since I was born and moved when I was 11.
You're 11. And how many of you lived in the house?
4.
4 of you. Okay, and so what was school like for you out there?
I wouldn't exactly say it's great. You know, you always had the problem of it being black versus whites, so you know, you've got to tread lightly on certain things you say. But otherwise, education, I wouldn't exactly say that was great either, which was kind of another reason why we moved here, is because my education as a child was just, yeah, I didn't really know how to tell the time until I was 11.
So the standard of education where you were wasn't particularly good then?
Yeah.
And so how many children were in your class? Was it big classes or?
No, I'd say the same about what you would get here.
Okay, and did you have to travel very far to go to school?
Yeah, about half an hour drive.
Right.
From my house.
Okay, and so your father worked over in South Africa. Is that what took you there? How did your parents end up there?
Basically, my parents, mum and dad, moved there from here for a better life, and then obviously had my mum and dad there, and then we were born there, and that was kind of how that all went about.
Okay, so what made your parents up and leave South Africa?
Mainly the crime, mainly the fact of that we got burgled, cars stolen, so it was just not really a way of life anymore.
So for you it wasn't a safe way of life?
No, I was confined to 4 walls all the time. It was not like here where you can step outside your house and walk down the street to go and get some milk or something. You would never dream of doing that back home, ever.
So you didn't feel safe?
No.
No. Okay.
But as a kid you don't really realise what's going on until you're old enough to understand.
So the crime rate was very high there then, was it?
Yeah.
Okay. So what year did you move back?
Moved back to where?
Back to, what year did you leave South Africa to come back?
To the millennium, 2000.
2000. Okay, and what brought you to Swindon then? Why Swindon?
Well, before my parents brought us over, because they left and came here first, my dad got a job in Swindon. That's the only reason why we're here, is because my dad was searching and searching for us to come over here. That's why he was here, to find a job, and it was the first one he got, so he took it.
Right, okay. So it was employment. And
yeah.
What does your dad do?
He's an electrician.
Right, okay. So basically it was work that brought your dad to Swindon?
Yeah.
Okay. And what memories do you have of your journey when you were leaving South Africa, coming back? Was, you know, were your parents upset at leaving, even though they knew that you were coming to a better life, or were they glad to get away? Or
I think they didn't want to move. It's just the fact of the way life was. It just wasn't worth taking the risk of, you know, am I going to be here next week? Is kind of the frame to look at it. So I think that's why, really.
Okay. Would you say you're settled in Swindon now?
Now, yeah. I mean, it's taken me a very long time to actually find people that understand and not judge. Because it means when I moved here for the first, 4 years of my life living here, I got bullied because of who I was and where I was from, and I was always classed as the foreign person that always got judged because I sounded different, and because I got picked on, I changed my accent to try and fit in.
Right, so that took quite a long time then.
Yeah.
And so do you feel that you fit in now in Swindon? Do you think it's a place that you would stay?
I wouldn't. I'd say I fit in, yeah. But whether I would stay after knowing how much more of a life you can have, then yeah, I don't think I would actually stay in Swindon for the rest of my life.
Okay. What do you miss most about your home country? Have you got much family out there?
All my family's
all
there,
your family
apart
out
from
there.
one aunt here and my family here. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I miss my family. I miss the fact of the way of life I used to live, which was, you know, I'd go down and see my granddad and my cousins and that, and we would all go surfing and in the sunshine and just have a mental time, whether it be during the week or not, you know, whether it be on summer break or not. It's just something you would just go and do. That was just so easy, you know, going and getting on a scrambler and riding that just round empty land that you see vast of. It's just free. So
there was more freedom out there,
yeah.
Although you didn't feel particularly safe. There was more sort of open space.
Yeah.
And so the climate, you miss the climate, yeah?
More than anything.
Yeah. Okay. Right, well thank you very much, Stacie, for taking your time to share your story with us.
You're more than welcome.
It's been very interesting.
Thank you.
We have a wrap.